Hi everyone, my name is Sharon. Welcome to your yoga class for today. If you're joining us new, watching a recording, please just make yourself comfortable and do what you can. It's just about connecting mind, body, and spirit. You don't have to be flexible to do yoga. So we're going to start in a nice relaxed position on the floor. For those of you that do have props, you want to have cushions, straps, blocks. If you have that, you can have that handy. Mats as well. If you don't have any of it, that's okay too. We'll make it work. So go ahead and lie down on your back. Start to relax. And do your best to let go of any kind of busy thoughts or anything that's weighing you down on your mind, on your body, just for a little while here while we get into our practice. So if you're feeling a little bit of angst or you're feeling a little bit stressed, maybe grounding might be appropriate for you today. Go ahead and connect your palms to the ground with your arms away from the side body, about 45 degrees away from the side body. Over the next few minutes, we're going to start to become connected with and more aware of our breathing and the space in our lungs that's available to us. So as we start to use more of the space in our lungs, we're going to extend our inhale and extend our exhale. At the same time, we're going to do our best to quiet our mind. Do our best to draw our focus inward. We want to nurture our spirit, nurture our body, nurture our mind, and use the breath to connect those elements. So taking a nice deep breath in through the nose, feeling the body open up with that breath. And as you exhale, try and let the exhale happen over an extended period of time, letting it out slowly, naturally, evenly. Nice deep breath in. And out. We're going to remind ourselves to let go of judgment, let go of competition, let go of comparison. And we're going to be grateful for what our bodies allow us to do today. So we're going to transition into some windshield wiper legs. So we're going to place our feet down on the mat. If you can, walk your feet out to the outer edges of your mat. Go ahead and do that, especially if you're used to these windshield wiper legs by now. So we're going to inhale with the knees facing up towards the ceiling. Just pausing, waiting for those lungs to fill up. And then when you're ready to exhale, slowly, gently let those knees go down to one side. And you might need to pause with those knees over to the side while you complete your exhale. While you're doing that, see if you can draw the inside of the knee down towards the mat. When you're ready to inhale, bring those knees back up towards the ceiling. Being aware of this expansion happening in the torso as you inhale. And again, when you're ready to exhale, slowly, gently letting those knees come down towards the floor. Also doing your best to keep the backs of the shoulder blades down into the mat. Bring the inside of that leg, inside of the knee down towards the mat, creating a little bit more twist and stretch through the side body. Inhaling and exhaling. So we're going to start to pick up our pace of our breath now. Still do your best to fill those lungs up. And a little bit more energetic, forceful exhale. A little bit more of a faster inhale, fill those lungs up. Exhale, let them down to the side. And if you can start to move your head in the opposite direction that the knees are going. Breathe in and out. As you get a little bit more range of motion from side to side, really focus on that leg that's coming down towards the mat. So the inner thigh and the inside of that knee, really pull it down. Get more stretch through the outside of the leg and the waist. And then as you go to the other side, same thing, just creating more stretch and twist. And pressing that outer leg, the outside of the leg down towards the floor and the mat as well, creating more external rotation in the hip. One more. Then we're going to bring it in and hug those knees in and just gently rock it side to side. Bring it to still and then keep your right knee in towards the body. Let the left leg down. Breathe in through your nose. Feel the body expand into that right leg, and when you're ready to exhale, let's switch. Breathe in while you're holding the left leg into the torso. And when you're ready to exhale, switch. So you can hold underneath the knee as well if the knee and the hip are feeling tight. When you're ready to switch, switch. Also, if it feels like too much of a stretch too soon, you can keep the other knee bent as well. When you're ready to switch, you can just simply let the other leg down towards the mat, keeping it bent, and then pull in the other leg. With a few more reps, you might feel you have a little bit more range of motion. You can let that leg extend a little bit further away from you. You can feel the hip flexor release. Still coordinating with your breath. Stay connected with your breath. Do one more. Good, bring both knees in. You're going to gently rock from side to side again. For those of you who are able to get your head and shoulders up and fix your gaze towards your knees, creating more flexion or roundness through the back, you can peel your head and shoulders up, rock side to side. Just a couple more. And then release those feet down to the mat, preparing for your hip bridge. So we're going to wake up and engage your core muscles. So you have your hands and arms out to the side body, palms down, about 45 degrees away from the side body with those arms. Nice deep breath in through the nose. And when you're ready to exhale, lift the back, lift the hips, press the top of the hips up towards the ceiling, engaging your glutes. Driving down into the floor through your feet and your hands. When you're ready to inhale, gently lower the back and the hips. Take a breath in. And when you're ready to exhale, Drive those hips up, get up onto the backs of your shoulders. Feel your glutes contract. Draw the navel in, knit your ribs together. Engage your abs, and then slowly, gently, as you inhale, release the body down. Nice deep breath in. And then when you're ready to exhale, lift. As you exhale, get that feeling in your abs as though you're going to laugh or cough. Really tighten up through the glutes and the abs. And then again, when you're ready to inhale, release it down. So let's give the body a break. Bring those knees in, peel the head and shoulders up. Get some stretch through the glutes. Rock side to side. Good. We're going to let the head and shoulders down. Keep the right knee in towards the body and then just gently send it away from you so that you end up with 90-degree bend in the hips, 90-degree bend in the knee. Take your left hand, place it on the outside of the right knee. Take your right arm and place it out to the side body, just at or below shoulder level. Inhale through your nose, and then when you're ready to exhale, you're going to use that left hand to help draw your right leg across the front of the body over to the left side of the mat. Do your best to keep your right shoulder blade down, and then if it's available, you can turn and look towards your right hand. So press your shoulder blade down. So if you have to support your right leg on the other side with some cushions or blocks, you can do that. Or if you find your right shoulder blade it's hard to keep it down, just draw your right leg back towards the center line so that your shoulder blade comes down. And then use your breath at this point to start to open up the spaces in your outer thigh and outer hip. And then as you get a little bit more room, you can start to guide that leg down in little increments. If it doesn't touch the floor, that's totally fine. You can still feel stretch through your outer thigh and your hip on the right side. You're getting spinal twist. So it's a nice rotation for the body. So we're going to take a deep breath in through our nose. And then as you exhale, draw the navel in, set your abs in contraction, and then use those abs to help guide that knee back towards the center line and release that leg down towards the floor. Bring the left leg in close to you. Give it a nice tight squeeze. Breathe in. And then as you exhale, gently send that knee away from you and put your left leg in tabletop. So 90-degree in the hip, 90-degree in the knee. Then you're going to take your right hand on the outside of the left knee, left arm out to the side body, palm down, just at or below shoulder level. When you're ready to exhale, guide that knee over across the front of the body towards the right side of the mat. And it's totally normal and natural for one side to feel more resistance or more tightness than the other. So if that's the case and your shoulder blade is lifting, just guide that leg back towards the center line till the shoulder blade comes down. And then draw your focus back to your breath. Use your breath to help open up those tight spots in the outside of your thigh, outside of your hip. Maybe it's in the side body on the left side that you need to release. So just try and visualize that inhale going to those spots. And then as you exhale, draw down on that leg just a little bit and visualize those spaces releasing, becoming less tight, allowing you to guide that leg a little bit closer towards the floor. And then if it's available, you can turn your head and look towards your left hand. If you need to pick your head up and turn it, that's okay. If you prefer to keep your gaze upwards towards the ceiling, that's okay too. At any time, if you need to draw this leg back towards the center line because you're feeling a lot of resistance or a lot of tightness, please feel free to do that. A nice way to take a break from this is to bring the leg back to center line and just hug your knees in, give your glutes a little bit of stretch, put some roundness in the back, rock it side to side. Then if you want to come back to where you left off, you can continue. See if you can add a little bit more twist and stretch to your pose, lying spinal twist. So we're going to take a deep breath in, and then when you're ready to exhale, you're going to engage your abs, so draw your navel in, get that sensation that you're going to cough or sneeze, and then use that strength in your abs to draw the knee back towards the center line. And release that leg down towards the mat. So we're going to engage the core more. We're going to come into dead bug. We're going to tabletop both legs now, 90 degrees in the hips, 90 degrees in the knees. You can flex the feet so that the bottoms of the feet are flush with the wall in front of you. And then we're going to extend our arms up towards the ceiling. We're going to stack those hands over the shoulders and have the palms facing each other. And again, you're going to engage those abs like you're getting ready to laugh or cough. You're going to inhale, keeping those abs engaged, and then when you're ready to exhale, extend opposite arm and leg down towards the floor without actually touching the floor. When you're ready to inhale, replace it back to tabletop. Fill those lungs up, and then exhale, extend. Inhale, reset. So as you extend the arm and leg down and out, you want to really pull the belly button in and down, press the lower back down towards the mat. Use that breath in to reset, keep those abs engaged, and when you're ready to extend, go the other side. So the regression or adjustment to make this a little less intense is to lower the leg and the arm not so far. So don't take it so far down towards the floor. That'll take a little bit of the intensity out from it. And you can still press your low back down into the mat and still get a good engagement through your abs here. Couple more. Feel your abs working as you extend, pull the belly button in, press that low back down into the floor. Also use those muscles that you would use to hold your bladder as that leg and arm goes down and out. Bring it in, and then just collapse those thighs down into your body. Gently rock from side to side. Let the belly soften and relax. Catch your breath. Grab some water if you'd like. And we're going to draw circles with the knees and circle through the hip joints. So tabletop the legs again. Maybe don't let them quite out to 90. Keep them a little bit closer to you. Cradle your kneecaps with your hands. And then you're going to just guide your knees in little circular motion one way. So just make note of which way you're going right now. Just little gentle circles. And you can feel this kind of massaging, rolling sensation in the low back and into parts of the glutes. Make the circle smaller, and bring it to still. Pause, and then change direction. So start with really nice small circles, and then start to increase the distance just a little bit. Make the circles a little bit bigger. Breathing comfortably here. Just rolling out through the low back over those SI joints. Make the circles a little smaller, a little faster. Good, and then just hug underneath those knees. Just cradle the backs of the thighs And then we're going to pull the knees apart and come into an inner thigh and hip stretch here. So it's kind of like Happy Baby, but it's a little bit modified. We're using our forearms to cradle those legs in and down towards our body, creating stretch through the inner thighs. You can feel your hip joints opening up and stretch through the glute as well. So another breath in and out here. And then bring those legs in close. And we're going to bring the head and shoulders up. We're going to rock back and forth, make it bigger and bigger, and then rock yourself up to seated position. And we're going to come into a cross-legged seated position, or you can sit with your legs extended out. If you would prefer to sit in a chair, you can do that, or you can use your cushions to sit on. You can find that if your hips are higher than the level of your knees, the knees will fall out a little bit more naturally and more comfortably, and then it's easier to sit in a cross-legged position. For those of you that are comfortable in cross-legged position, pull your spine up nice and tall. And then we're going to take our arms out to the side body and let the shoulders just melt down. We're going to inhale, and then as we exhale, we're going to go into a side stretch, just little bits at first, and then we're going to start to make this range of motion bigger. So exhale as you lean over to one side, inhale as you come back through center. And so imagine that everything from the waist up is between two walls, and you just have the space between the two walls to move within. Inhaling and exhaling. While you do this side stretch, do your best to keep your sit bones and glutes in contact with the floor. As you get a little bit of more length and space in that side body, you can pause at one side if it feels good, and you can just breathe in. Use that inhale to open up that side body and then come back. Exhale, and then you can hold an inhale here, breathe in, open up the side body with your breath, and then exhale it back. One more each side. Inhale, exhale, pause, inhale into the side body, and exhale, bring it down. Good. So let's just move through the neck a little bit right now. Just place your hands on top of your knees. Again, if you feel like you'd be more comfortable sitting on a chair or up on something, feel free to do that. Inhale with your gaze fixed forward, and then as you exhale, go ahead and turn your head and look to the right as far as your neck will allow your head to turn. See if you can line your chin up over your shoulder. Finish that exhale. When you're ready to inhale, bring it back to front center. Fix your gaze forward. Inhale. And then exhale, turn and look all the way to the left as far as your neck will allow your head to turn. And again, you might notice one side can turn further or with more ease than the other. Just acknowledge it, take note of it, release it, let it go, let it be, don't judge it. Stay connected with your breath. One more each side, breathe in. And exhale. Good. Fix your gaze back to center. We're going to reposition into hands and knees position for our back to move through our spine. Hands will be underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. And as you inhale, we're going to sink the belly, lift the tailbone, push away from the floor through those hands, lift the chin, and fix your gaze past the top of your mat. This is spinal extension. The tops of the feet can be flat. As you exhale, pull the back of the spine up towards the ceiling, tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin in, really round the spine, create space between each vertebrae and between your shoulder blades. So on the inhale, you're moving into cow or spinal extension. And as you continue moving into cow with each subsequent one, you may be able to fix your gaze more forward and or upward with each cycle. And as you move into angry cat, you can make a tent with your fingertips, even walk your fingertips back towards your knees, really pull the spine up, really round up through the back, tuck the chin into the chest, tuck the tailbone, finish your exhale, then come back to hands and knees. Keep your arms extended as best you can. Really focus on the movement through the spine each way, creating front body stretch and then back body stretch. And come back to neutral. And then we're going to just work on the knee and hip bend. So inhale as you slide forward. Exhale as you send the hips back. Inhale as you move forward. Exhale as you send the hips back. So if you can increase your range of motion each time, especially as you send the hips back, we're aiming to get down into child's pose where the hips will come down over the heels or between the feet. So start to walk your hands forward as you get more room. And this would be a place where if you have cushions or blocks, you can put the cushions underneath your hips, especially if you know your hips don't come all the way down. And then you can have blocks or cushions to support your head. Also, if you know that your head won't quite come all the way down to the mat. Those of you that are getting close, you can walk your hands away a little bit more. If you're able to get your hips right down and your forehead down to the mat, pause there and then draw your focus back to your breath as you sink and melt down into your child's pose a little bit more. Then let the arms relax and soften so the hands can pull back a bit so the forearms and the elbows can just rest down on the mat. And let the head become heavy, letting your forehead just rest on the mat. And you're going to really be aware of your breath. Even though you're down in child's pose, you can feel your upper body expand into your thighs, or you can feel this opening of your body with the breath. So if the hips are high, that's totally fine. You're still getting a chance to open up your body with your breath, and you're still working on creating more flexion in the knees and the hips. So you can play with the position of the legs and the knees to find out which child's pose feels best for you. Some people like the legs really close together. Some like both knees and legs and feet apart, quite wide. The other way you can do it is put the feet in close together and put the knees out in a bit of a V shape. And that might allow you to get back and down a little bit more. So we can try those different ways. So one more breath in and out in child's pose. And then come back to hands and knees. So we're going to tuck the toes and we're going to walk our hands back towards our knees, and we're going to start to come back onto our feet. We're going to aim to roll up to a standing position. So come up to standing. If you can, roll up into it. Go right ahead. Roll up one vertebrae at a time. Then shoulders will come up, back, and down. So if you need a drink, take a break. If you need to walk it out a little bit, feel free to do that. We're going to work standing spinal roll downs and eventually come out into a walkout plank, which is going to challenge your core muscles. So first we're going to articulate through the vertebrae a little bit more. Starting from Tadasana or mountain pose, your feet are going to be hip distance apart. You're going to stack hips, shoulders over hips and hips over ankles. You're going to take a nice deep breath in. And then as you exhale, you're going to start by rolling the head down slowly, gently. Tuck your chin into your chest. And then continue to roll down one vertebrae at a time. As you get closer and closer towards the floor, feel your arms becoming heavy out of those sockets. And feel your head becoming heavy. Letting the head hang down, letting the arms hang down. If you need to soften your knees to release some of the tension in the back of the legs, bend the knees. Then you can just hang out here for a couple breaths in and out. So hanging like a rag doll, just draw your focus back to your breath. Breathe in. Open up the body with your breath. Exhale. Let the head hang heavy. Let everything hang down like you're a rag doll. One more breath in. And then just before you come up, you're going to draw the navel in, getting that sensation that you're going to cough or laugh. Hold it tight. Use that ab strength to help bring yourself up. One vertebrae at a time. Chin into chest so that the head is the last thing to come up. Shoulders shrug up, back, and down. Good, so get yourself into nice posture again. You're going to practice that standing spinal roll down again. Start with a nice, deep, energizing inhale. Feel the body open up with your breath. And then when you're ready to exhale, you're going to start to roll down. So you're going to start by tucking the chin into the chest. And then allowing yourself to roll down one vertebrae at a time. Feeling that upper body, the arms, and the head becoming heavier and heavier as you come down towards the floor. So again, if you want to bend your knees, bend your knees. If you want to cradle your elbows with your hands, cradle your elbows so that you can just hang out. So if you're feeling tightness in the back of your legs, use your inhale. Direct your inhale to those spots where you feel tightness and release that tightness and tension through your exhale. So another breath in. And then as you exhale, bring the navel in, contract through those abs or engage those abs, start to roll up slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Chin into chest, and the head will be the last thing to come up. Shoulder blades elevate, retract, and depress. Then just pause in mountain, draw your focus inwards, focus on your breathing. Close your eyes, and then that changes how you set your core to hold your balance. Once you remove your sense of sight in Tadasana, you might start to feel a little bit more wobbly. You really need to be aware of your weight distribution across the bottoms of both feet. Your shoulders are stacked over your hips, which are stacked over your ankles. Another breath in. If the eyes were closed, go ahead and open them. Make sure that you're nice and tall. So from here, we're going to move into walkout plank. You can start by coming down to hands and knees first. So we're going to inhale those arms up. We're going to exhale down. So the first part will be to just bend your knees. Place your hands down in front of you and crawl out to hands and knees. You're going to breathe in here, so you've got your toes tucked, and then as you breathe out, you're going to walk them back and push yourself back, push your weight back into your feet, and roll up. So the next version will be to inhale up, Exhale down. Bend your knees, place your arms down, hands down in front, and walk out to a high plank instead of hands and knees. Engage your abs, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your quads. Breathe in, and then on your exhale, you're going to walk yourself back into that standing position. You can bend your knees, then roll up. Chin into chest, head is the last thing to come up. So for a more stable base, you can have your feet wider than hip distance apart. Shoulder distance will be more stable. So the last version will be to inhale those arms up, look up. Exhale, float those arms down. Try and keep those legs straight as you walk out to that high plank. Once you're in high plank, hands under shoulders. Glutes or hips are at the level of the shoulders or slightly below. Squeeze your glutes, squeeze your quads, squeeze your abs. Breathe in, and then walk it back. Walk yourself back, up to stand. Shoulders up, back and down. A couple more times. Inhale up, look up. Exhale, float those arms down. Walk out either to hands and knees, or bend your knees, come out to high plank, or keep your legs straight and come out to high plank. Set into an active high plank, abs, glutes, quads. Breathe in. As you exhale, walk yourself back, and then roll yourself up. Shoulders up, back, and down. One more time. Inhale up, look up. Exhale down. Walk out. High plank. Active plank. Abs engage, glutes engage, quads engage. Breathe in. And start to walk it back. Shoulders come up, back, and down. Good, come into the center of your mat. You're going to practice single leg balance. If you want to hang on to something, you're more than welcome to. So we're just going to come into a low tree. So you can turn your right knee out and connect your right heel to the inside of your left lower leg. Then arms wherever you like for balance. They can be out to the side, out in front. They can be right up. Maybe find that sweet spot, whatever that sweet spot is for you. They can be in namaste position. And if you want to change that, make it a little bit more challenging, then remove the sense of sight and see how that changes things for you. Draw your focus inwards to your breath. Make sure that you can feel your weight evenly distributed across the bottom of your left foot and into part of your right foot. So you're into the ball joints of your toes on the right side, and your toes are pressing down into the mat. So you've got one and a bit of your feet helping you to hold your balance. Another breath in. And release the arms down to the side. Release the foot down to the side. If you want to just walk it out on the spot a little bit, move through those legs. If you need to roll your ankles, draw some circles with your toes. Shake your legs out a bit. Go ahead. If you have a really cushiony mat, it might be better for you to practice your balance on more of a flat floor. It might feel more stable. So next we're going to come on to our right foot's going to be our main support. Arms up wherever you like to have them for balance. You're going to come up onto your left toes and then turn your left knee out. Connect the left heel to the inside of the lower leg on the right, just above the ankle joint. So you're going to hold your balance here. You can make it more challenging by closing your eyes. You can move your arms around while you're here to make it more challenging. So if you want to challenge and your tree has branches that are waving around in the wind, you can do that, or you can be really nice and long and tall, or namaste position, hands connected to your heart. You can draw your focus inward and really connect with your breathing. Use your breath. Again, remember to keep your mind connected with your body. Be present in this moment, doing your best to not let your mind wander. And as you breathe in, you can really feel your body opening up with that inhale. And as you exhale, feel yourself firmly connected to the ground. Another breath in. And as you exhale, release everything down towards the floor. Maybe you need to shake out those legs a little bit. Wiggle those toes, roll those ankles, shake it out. Then pause in Tadasana one more time, arms by your sides, palms connected to the outsides of your legs, pulling yourself up nice and tall, feeling the top of your head being drawn up towards the ceiling. And you can keep your eyes open, fixing your gaze somewhere forward and downward, or you can just close your eyes. Again, draw your focus back to your breath. Stay present. Another breath in. And out. So let's come into our T-spine rotation, opening up through the thoracic spine. You go to the top of your mat, feet hip distance apart. Extend the arms out in front of you at or just below shoulder height, palms connected. You're going to inhale first. Then as you exhale, you're going to windmill that right arm around and behind you. Follow that hand with your eyes. Twist. Open it up as much as you can, keeping your feet grounded. Inhaling it back to reset. Connect the palms. When you're ready to exhale, do the other side. Open up or windmill out that left arm, keeping it extended. Follow that hand with your eyes. Twist, twist, and then bring it back. So continue with that T-spine rotation. When you twist and open up the right hand, see if you can send that right hand to the back left corner of your room and bring it back together, keeping the other arm extended in front as you move through this twist. Good, got some really good T-spine rotation going on there. Good. Try and stay nice and tall through the spine. One more. Good. And then you're going to take your arms, float them up to a Y, a letter Y position with the palms facing forward. And then as you exhale, you're going to draw those elbows down and make a letter W with your arms. So draw those elbows down, making a W. And then when you're ready to inhale, glide those arms back up. Let the shoulder blades elevate a little bit as you come into that letter Y. Then as you exhale, draw the elbows down into letter W. So elevation and depression, extension through the arms, elevation through the scaps. And as you exhale, depress those scaps and bring those arms down, bending in the elbows. One more time each way. Inhale up into Y. And exhale into W. And release all the way down. Roll the shoulders back 3 or 4 times. Make those circles with your shoulders. And then 3 or 4 times rolling them forward. Just work through any of those crunchies or snap, crackle, pops that might be there. Good. And then let's step our feet apart a little bit wider and then take our arms out to about 45 degrees the side body. And we're going to roll, we're going to turn the palms up before we start. Turn the palms up so the thumbs face back. And then you're going to flip your right arm, keeping it extended. You're going to flip it 360. So you're going to roll through the shoulder joint. And then the palm faces up and the thumb is still back, but you've rolled it 360. Roll it 360 back and do the other side. Left side, roll it, flip it, keeping that arm straight, and roll it, flip it. Good. Just keep alternating sides, rolling through that shoulder joint. Breathing, inhale, and then when you roll, exhale. Inhale first, and then roll it back. So again, right side, inhale first, roll it, inhale first, and exhale. Good, left side, inhale, and exhale, flip it. So with your inhale, imagine creating more space within that shoulder joint so that you can move more easily. And then lift those arms up to shoulder level and see if you can roll it here. So the higher you bring the arms, the more challenging it becomes usually. Use your breath. Inhale first and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Right side, inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Left side one more time. Breathe in, exhale, flip it, inhale and release. Arms go up, palms together at the top. Bring them down to namaste position. Walk those feet in. And then we're going to come down to the floor and we're going to engage abs a little bit more. We're going to do boat pose today. Seeing how some of you are dragon boaters, so boat might be appropriate. So level 1 boat, you're going to hold underneath your knees, just at the low part of your hamstrings. You're going to inhale, pull your spine up nice and tall. And then as you exhale, you're going to recline until your arms extend. You're going to keep that spine tall. So you're going to think about proud chest, shoulders back and down. Inhale back to spine nice and tall. Feet are flat down on the floor. Exhale, recline, fix your gaze to where the wall in front of you meets the ceiling at the seam. Inhale, back. Level 2, you're going to extend your arms out in front so that the outside edges of your forearms are just over top your knees. Inhale, exhale. You're going to recline a little bit further so that the tip of your pinky just is resting on your kneecap. Still fixing your gaze about 45 degrees up, holding those abs, inhaling back to spine nice and tall. Try again, inhale, fill the body up with your breath, and then as you exhale and recline, that feeling that you're gonna laugh really hard and you gotta hold your bladder at the same time as you recline, nice and tight through those abs. Inhale back. So to level up, we're going to bring those arms up to shoulder height. You're going to bring one leg up off the floor. Inhale and exhale. Inhale back. Put that leg down. Other leg comes up. Inhale and exhale, recline. Keep that spine tall and bring it back. So the next level will be to have your arms extended out and both legs up and just hold. Inhale and exhale here. If you want to do another breath cycle, inhale and exhale and then bring it in. Give yourselves a hug. You can just collapse over your legs. Just give your back a little bit of a break. Give yourself a hug. So if anyone wants to try the full expression of boat, it's going to be legs extended and arms extended, holding here. Inhale and exhale. Bring it down. Give yourselves a hug. Okay. So whatever level you're doing your boat, do one more if you're here. Inhale and exhale. And then let yourself all the way down. And we're going to practice the Kegels, the pelvic floor engagement here. So have your hands on your belly, fingers spread out, middle fingers in line with the outside of your belly button. Imagine that your belly button is the center of the clock, and as you inhale, the center of the clock comes up, opens up towards the ceiling, the face of the clock, almost becoming convex. The lower back arches off the floor a little bit here as you open up. And then as you exhale, you're going to think about all the numbers around the center of the clock coming in and down to the center of the clock. You're going to start to feel the ab muscles tighten, harden, contract, and you're going to feel the belly become taut, and it's going to pull away from underneath your hands. The fingers might knit together a little bit or touch, and then you're going to use the muscles that you would use to hold your bladder and really tighten those as much as you can, as well as you let out that last bit of air. When you're ready to inhale, you're going to let everything start to release and soften. You'll feel the belly kind of come into more contact with your hands again. You're going to get that space between your fingers, and then the fingers will start to pull apart as you breathe in and open up the chest and the belly with your breath. And then when you're ready to exhale, again, think of the numbers coming in and down to the center of the clock. The belly starts to go concave. Down. Feeling it pull away from your hands. Fingers may knit together or touch. Tailbone can tilt up a bit as you squeeze in and down. Try and involve more muscle fibers than last time. Get those muscles engaged that you use to hold your bladder. Tuck the chin down towards your chest just slightly so that you're not looking behind you. You're not looking backwards. And then when you're ready, you're going to start to soften and relax. Let those hands start to open up as the chest and the belly rise as you inhale. So really fill those lungs up this time. Remember, you have quite a bit of space in there. Room for more air than what we usually use. And then this time you're going to contract as much as you can, going deeper into those layers, involving more muscle fibers than last time. Really feel your pelvic floor muscles. You can tilt the tailbone up a little bit as you press that low back down into the mat and really squeeze in and down, and then squeeze in and up with the pelvic floor muscles. Just when you think you've exhaled completely, can you get a little bit more air out? And then start to relax. Go ahead and place those arms out to the side body with the palms down to the floor. Walk those feet apart to the outer edges of the mat and do some windshield wipers just before we go into our Shavasana. If you can move your head in the opposite direction that the knees are going, you can go ahead and do that. One more. Good, feet flat on the floor, and then extend those legs out. So the feet can come to the bottom corners of the mat. You can flip your hands over if you like, and just let your hands completely soften and relax. If you prefer to have the palms connected to the ground, you can do that. Then I'd like you to just close your eyes. Breathe comfortably, and you're going to start to scan your body from the tips of your toes up and out through the top of your head, coming back to your shoulders, scanning down and out through the tips of your fingers and back up. So keep scanning your body up and down, from toes up and out through the head, down to the shoulders, down and out through the fingertips, back up, and just keep looking for any areas where you might still be holding on to tension or tightness. And then with each breath in, try and open up those spots, and then release any tension and tightness through your exhale. So allowing all the joints, all the muscles, all the tendons, all the ligaments to just soften and relax the whole body. Let your jaw be soft and relaxed. The muscles around your eyes are soft and relaxed. Keep scanning, keep releasing tension, keep softening and relaxing the body. So we're going to bring our awareness back to the space. Start by softly, gently wiggling your fingers and your toes. And then let your head roll from one side to the other. Let the eyes open. You're going to bend your knees and place your feet on the mat. And then you're going to let your knees down to one side or the other and let the upper body follow. Just pausing in the fetal position briefly. Get your orientation. When you're ready, help yourself up to a seated position. We're going to pull ourselves up nice and tall. Let's inhale, float those arms and hands up. Put your palms together at the top. And as you exhale, bring those hands down to your heart center and connect your hands to your heart. Namaste, everybody.